Today I want to focus on an area of the DMV that is known colloquially as the quote-unquote Chinatown of the DC metropolitan area. Even though there is a neighborhood in the city of Washington itself that holds that official designation. The place that I'm talking about is Rockville, Maryland, in Montgomery County. Amongst foodies, it is well regarded as having some of the best Chinese food in the DC area. And what accounts for that is the large Chinese community in Montgomery County. So I want to showcase that food today, and I'm going to start with Taiwanese food. So let's begin. I got my food all laid out here on this table. I've been to Jumbo Jumbo many times over the years. The Taiwanese popcorn chicken is typically and usually one of the items that I get. In fact, let me just start with that because they're nice and hot and crispy right now. They absolutely nail it, really. These little nuggets of dark meat chicken are really crisp. You know, robustly sandpapery, and it's kind of seasoned with a salty, spicy spice blend. It's quite good. And interestingly, you know, usually I would get some basil in there, like fried crispy basil. And wouldn't you know it, on the day that I come and film them, I don't see the basil. Some places, you know, would offer you some sort of dipping sauce maybe on the side, but you really don't need it. Ooh, some of that spice got caught in my throat there. That salt chili mixture. It's quite tasty, and it really does the job. I got a few more things. I don't know what to show you next. Maybe I should show you this, the pork chops, the classic Taiwanese pork chops over rice. So what you have is two huge slabs of pork, bone-in pork chops that have been breaded in the same fashion as the popcorn chicken. And it's served over rice with some cabbage, I believe it's pickled cabbage, and a soy egg. You know, not having a knife, a real one or a plastic one, I think the best way to approach this is probably to just pick the pork up and bite it. So that's what I'm going to do. So the pork is still moist and very crispy. Wow, they do a good job. The fried pork chops comes with rice, and there's always ground pork mixed into the rice. Let me try the egg. That's a tasty egg. Nice soy flavor on that egg. It's not runny like you'd get with a egg in a bowl of ramen. I mean, the yolk is crumbly, but it's very yolky, has a nice yolk flavor. The next dish is truly something I haven't had in years, the Taiwanese rice noodles. So you have the same stringy rice noodles that you would get with the Singapore noodles, but in this version here, you have little shards of Napa cabbage, some sliced shiitake mushrooms, some carrots, and some strips of pork. It's a very homey looking dish, very simple dish that you could probably make at home. Taipei Cafe is a well-known Taiwanese restaurant, and it serves Taiwanese food. All the standards, all the popular items. What I got today are some of their more popular dishes that kind of represent Taiwanese food well. And I'm going to start with one of my favorites, the stinky tofu. Now, stinky tofu has a infamous kind of reputation. People find it off-putting because of its smell. It supposedly smells like, dirty socks or rotten vegetation or decomposing fish or things of that nature. But I've always enjoyed it. I don't have it a lot. In fact, it's kind of hard to get, but I've always found it to be quite pleasant. I've never found the smell to be particularly off-putting. In fact, now I don't really smell that much. I don't smell a whole lot coming off of this tofu. Mainly what you have is a brined flavor. The tofu has been fried and then paired with this sour or pickled cabbage. The tofu in a classic stinky tofu preparation is fermented and left to quote-unquote rot for a period of time. So that time period varies. Sometimes it could be just a matter of days or weeks or months or even, from what I hear, years. If you've never had it before, essentially, if you can make your way past the smell, what you have is a nice fried tofu. And the tofu, from my experience, doesn't really carry the smell when you eat it. In other words, it doesn't taste like what it smells like. It tastes fairly neutral, actually, like tofu typically is. Okay, for my next item, I got something that you would typically find at a Taiwanese night market. What they call the oyster omelet or the oyster pancake. And the way they make it here, it's very omelette-y. It has oysters inside and some looks like spinach. The sauce is made from ketchup, vinegar, sugar, some mixture of those ingredients. First thing I notice is it has that kind of briny, oceany flavor from the oysters. That egg encasing that wraps around the oysters is quite good. It's soft and very flavorful. I like this a lot because this particular version of oyster pancake is very eggy. And so you're definitely eating an omelet. And I like that about this particular version. My last item that I'm going to try from Taipei Cafe is an order of 3-cup chicken. It's a classic Taiwanese dish. It originated in China, but has really been adopted and embraced in Taiwan. So this dish always consists of bone-in chicken, and the 3 cups in question, I believe, is soy sauce, sesame oil, and sugar. And it's cooked down with lots of ginger and basil, and so it's not supposed to be particularly saucy because it's cooked down, and so the flavors penetrate the meat, and the meat becomes slightly sticky from the reduction of the sauce. I can definitely taste the 3 cups having melted together. So there's a sweetness to the meat, but it's not overly sweet. I mean, it's just a tad sweet to balance out the savoriness of it. Okay, I finished up that meal and heading on my way now. But I don't think I'm done with this Taiwanese food tour. I'm going to get some dessert, so let's do that together. And here it is, the signature Yifang Fruit Tea from Yifang Taiwanese Fruit Tea. I'm imagining that this is the thing to get there, particularly for someone like me who doesn't go there frequently. It's got a lot of fruit in it, I can see that. Wedges of apples and oranges. There's a lot of fruit going on in here. Looks like some kiwi as well. I don't know what else. Doesn't look like there's pineapple in here, but there could be some pineapple juice. Ooh, that's refreshing and fruity. Ooh, this definitely is the real deal. It doesn't taste artificial at all. So if you're looking for something natural, without any shortcuts, and with a genuine burst of flavor that's real and not artificial, this thing is it. So thank you for watching. I'm glad you did. Please, if you like the content on my channel, please consider subscribing. I can imagine doing future episodes on Rockville and the Chinese food scene here. So consider this a part 1 in a series of videos about the Chinese food scene here in Rockville. Yeah, so this is part 1 of sorts. So until next time, until my next food adventure, bye-bye.